I'm Prem Kumar. I worked as an executive director at St. Anne's Court, and I've been with the company for the last 4 years.
What do you think is the number one ethical issue that older adults face when living at home?
Well, some of the ethical issues that they face, and I feel that they need to come in a community like us, is one of the factors is the safety factor is very important. And one of the things that are safety is sometimes the homes that they're living in have stairwells, and sometimes it's a trip hazard for them. And so basically, or sometimes they have tubs at home. So when they have fall issues, a place like this, it's good for them because it's safety and environment, and if some fall happens, we are alerted. We are available 24/7. Couples live here, and there's an emergency call system, and we are available all the time. That's one of the safety issues. The other ethical issues, I would say, would be a food issue, because according to Statistics Canada, 65% of Canadians over the age of 65 do not eat proper food, basically because of isolation, or they have lost their spouses. So there's a loss of will to eat because of loneliness, and basically there's nobody to cook for them. So they cut corners and get canned foods. So that's not healthy for them. So that's an ethical issue as well, because they're not eating well. And the other ethical issue, I would say, is they need socialization. And there's a place like when they are all by themselves, and the whole day they don't have much to socialize. So this is a place where they can meet other seniors with like interest and enjoy the place.
How do you see residents flourish after moving into St. Anne's Court?
I think residents really enjoy this place, and they have a lot of activities where they can engage themselves. And we try to make this place a happy place, a place where there is home for them, and it's not an institution, it's a home, a family atmosphere where they can meet family, friends, and also their own friends whom they would have been friends long ago. So it's a good place where they can be socially engaged and they're happy. The other thing is that they get to eat nutritionally food, which is 3 times a day, and it's not canned food. It's all cooked from scratch. So we have an executive chef, and it's all cooked from scratch, and they enjoy those meals, and they have a wide choices. We have actually almost 3,000 menus to choose from, and the weekly menu cycles change after 16 weeks. So basically you don't get to say, oh, I ate that food yesterday. There's always variety.
Okay, thank you. And anything else you'd like to add about ethical issues and older adults living at home in general?
Well, generally, what I figure out is that the communities, they should be a support system to promote a place like us, because most of them feel this is a nursing home. This is the place that they would go, maybe when they are not well. That's the general tendency. If I'm not well enough to take care of myself, then I can go to a place like us. But that's not the case. We are independent living, and the basic advantages of independent living is the more you come and enjoy this place, your lifespan increases. So there's a delay among seniors because of lack of information. So I think the communities should go and support and promote a place like us.
Anjali Prem Kumar, and I work for Atria Retirement and Seniors Living, and I work as the Community Sales Director here.
When older adults live alone and do not interact with others, what impact does this have on their well-being?
I would say that mostly when residents have come here looking for an independent place such as ours, their family or they themselves will let us know that they are not eating very well at home because they miss social interaction. They're lonesome, and which impacts everything, their physical, their emotional, their psychological needs. And when they are lonely, they tend to fall ill because they don't take care of themselves. Some of them don't drive because they come to a stage in life where they have to give up driving because dementia or early stages of Alzheimer's set in. So what happens is if they are not mobile, they feel they have lost their independence. So there are so many factors that influence them, especially food, giving up driving, not socializing, and not just taking care of themselves, just giving up.
With isolation being such a huge ethical issue for older adults living alone in their homes,
Yes.
when they move to St. Anne's Court, how does their social life improve?
Oh, absolutely. It improves. Suddenly, you can see an impact in their health, in their social life, mobility, because some of our residents, they just sit and watch televisions before moving here. We have a 7-layered program here, right in St. Anne's Court, which caters to their emotional, psychological, even religious. Because sometimes they will ask me, I miss going to church. Do you have a chapel? And we say yes, for every denomination. So that kind of boosts them up. They go to the chapel services, physical. So just like that, we have so many needs for them. Of course, their food and dietary needs, we will come to know more about that later. So we have a full-time enrichment coordinator, and she works 8 hours a day. And she is now called actually the Engaged Life Coordinator with Atria. So we have an activity calendar, and we make sure there is some activity for everyone here. If our residents are not engaged in board games, they can do poker walks. If they're not interested in poker walks, they can be volunteers. Now, this is a very unique place because St. Anne's Court has a library, and as managers, we don't take care of that. There is a resident who is a librarian. So I think it's quite cool to have our residents working and volunteering. We have high-end entertainment, and our residents come out as volunteers to decorate our dining hall, and they feel they are being used. They don't feel that they have to give up everything. And I keep telling them this is not a nursing home, this is not an institution, this is a home. We are downsizing, you are moving in where you will be engaged with, the rhythm of life. So it impacts them. Even with the cases like dementia and Alzheimer's, they are doing so well that if you were to see some of our residents, you would never know that this lady has dementia. I have a 104-year-old resident to a 66-year-old resident.
Anything else you would like to add on ethical issues for older adults living at home?
I would encourage the family to help them make a decision when they are more mobile, when they can think for themselves, so that they get used to of a place like ours. Not to wait too long because of health issues. They come here and they tell us, oh, I wish somebody had told about this place 10 years back.
All right, my name's Trevor Shantz. I'm the executive chef here at St. Anne's Court in Fredericton.
What nutritional benefits does St. Anne's Court provide which residents might not get living at home?
I think one of the most important things about a resident living here and the nutritional benefits is that they have access to fresh fruits and vegetables daily that they might not have if they're living at home and don't have access to go to a grocery store or get that kind of things daily. And we provide that for them at every meal and available in our snack bar all the time, all day long.
How does a well-balanced nutritional diet improve an older adult's overall health?
I've seen it many times. People come in and you can tell there's a bit of malnourishment there from the lack of fresh vegetables, and you can see overall in their health improve, their lifestyle improve, their ability to be social with other people, and just overall quality of life, I think, improves.
Thank you. Is there anything else you would like to add on the topic of ethical issues and nutrition pertaining to older adults living at home?
I think it's extremely important and valuable for adults living at home to have access to fresh fruits, vegetables, and for someone to be there or be able to assist them in knowing what to eat and what their diet should be.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're very welcome.
I'm 92 at the present time.
And how long have you lived at St. Anne's?
I've been here nearly 2 years now. It'll be 2 years in February.
Okay. So why did you make the decision to move into St. Anne's Court?
Because I was in a large apartment and it was just getting too much for me to keep it nice. And my children were worried about me being there alone. And another thing, we had to walk across a large parking lot in the winter to the dumpster and things like that. They were afraid of me falling and breaking bones. So they decided that we would take that. They knew what St. Anne's was like because I used to come here with my group to sing. We used to come to entertain every once in a while, so I really knew what St. Anne's looked like, but not to live in. And I know they always treated us wonderfully when we came to visit. So it was a nice atmosphere.
And how has your life improved since moving to St. Anne's Court?
Well, since moving to St. Anne's Court, my mobility has improved because I do so much walking and meeting all the people. We have a great social life. And there's so many people, and you get to know them all. And they all had different interests, and we all talk, about serious things sometimes, but mostly just fun things. And we have made very good friends here. And we find that the people in St. Anne's are very thoughtful, and they take care of us. They try to do things to help us be independent and to function as we would normally and in any other setting.
My name is Frank Brooks. I've been here 2 years and 2 months.
Okay.
I moved here because I was lonesome at home. My wife had died, and so I sold my house and come up here.
Okay. So how has your life improved since moving to St. Anne's Court?
Oh, lots of things going on. There's always something to do. When I was home, there was nothing much except watch TV and make tea and toast for supper and breakfast.
Oh.
But, I eat well here.
My name is Mary Borovich. I'm 93 years old, and I've lived here almost 9 years.
Mary, why did you make the decision to move to St. Anne's Court?
It was an accident. I came here to Fredericton to visit my nephew, and I was looking for an apartment, and his mother brought me here to St. Anne's Court. And when I walked in, the first thing I saw was the beautiful dining room. I told her, I says, let's not look any farther. This is where I'm going to be. And I've been here ever since.
How has your life improved since moving to St. Anne's Court?
Oh my goodness. It's a wonderful place to live. You can't find one like it on the East Coast except in St. John. They have a sister place like this there. But the people are wonderful and the management is excellent. So you can't find a better place anywhere where there's such ambiance.
Thank you so much for your time, Mary.
You're welcome, honey.